Hello and welcome to this installment of my tell-all testimony of the Secret Space program. My name is Teah, and this is my husband David
Hello.
and my dog Leah. Um, so in this special segment, today is July 1st, and David recently, in my most recently published video, talked about how, or I talked about how he was a super soldier and he was with me on Mars. And um, amidst all odds, when our relationship was first beginning, David was just very familiar to me. And come to find out, almost 20 years later or so, that we have a long history together. And so, David, I've been just trying to be really patient with him because he wasn't sure if he wanted to talk about things when I first started this vlog. Um, and he has decided to come forward, and so I'm really happy about that. And a lot of people, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but we've gotten a couple of comments about how people think David's interrupting me. Um, you know, I want people to know what this vlog is about and why I asked David to be a part of it. And when I first started trying to do my own disclosure, I was tripping all over myself. I literally stared at the camera for 3 minutes and was able to just utter the words that, my name is Teah and I was in the secret space program. I couldn't say that. Um, and I really think it had a lot to do with the programming that I've endured, and it's been extensive, and I've had all sorts of really bad memories of that. Um, and I needed support. I mean, I've needed support on so many levels in doing these vlogs, but just in my everyday life. And David has been just a godsend. He saved me so many times. You guys have no idea. And so this vlog, it's about my healing. Okay, and I mentioned that. It's also about David's healing, not just as a super soldier, but just in our life together, in our relationship, and and in helping to heal me. And I need for people to understand how important he is. That this vlog isn't just about me. That David is a part of disclosure. He's been a part of disclosure just because he's been helping me and because of who he is, and that he was also in the secret space program. Um, Actually, I've had so many memories of him on Centurion, on Titan, on Mars, that he was actually, I don't know if it was a major, because like I said in the past, but I don't know military stuff, you guys. I became military. I cannot remember a lot of names or titles, um, phrases, like I think like this super antibiotics, I think we called them
Super.
superbiotics, stuff like that. Sometimes stuff like that comes through. The more I remember, the better it comes through. Okay, but David was a leader on Mars, and he's a martial art genius, which is why I have been supporting him and talking about the things that's important to him, and especially the self defense that he asked about. But he's a martial art genius. Okay, but anyways, so David is important for disclosure. He's an important part of this, and I also want to explain that when I'm going into my memories and I'm talking, I get hyper focused, and that is the nature of my mind. And I think it's a lot of reasons why I could do telepathic communication with aliens and whatnot, because I I don't know. I just have like a laser beam focus. I cannot multitask. I am not a multitasker. And that's something that's very different between David and I. And I do believe that is a difference between like the telepath intuitive and like the super soldier intuitive, because like I mentioned before, on Mars, all of the technology is, you have to have a mental component to access it. You have to be able to connect with the tech, and you have to be able. Not a lot of people can do that. It's very hard for a lot of people, and most super soldiers have to train 18 to 24 months to do that. Okay, um, and so in the programs, that's looked at as a type of intuition, and that's, from what I recall, and especially with David, the super soldier intuition is really, it's lots of things at once. Okay, like they like, where I'm just like a laser beam, they're like dynamic and can go all over the place. And so what am I bringing?
Remember they said that or I want you to
No, no,
continue
go
with that.
ahead, go ahead.
Um, that Bruce Lee could do 5 things at once.
Oh
He could
yeah.
like read a book, watch TV, stretch,
Mhm.
think about something,
Mhm.
and have his dinner cooking or something.
Right, right.
So as a warrior, you know, or
It's
as like
interesting.
yeah,
Mhm.
as a
Yeah.
anyways.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly it. And David is that way when he teaches me martial arts, because he's taught me now for 20 years. It's part of how our relationship began. Oh, we see an eagle. Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
we live where
cool.
there's bald eagles, which is
Mm.
incredible. And we're at
Mhm.
one of our eagle areas, and they're
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
prominent right now. And it's just
Yeah.
it's so beautiful to see. Oh my god,
Yeah, it's
look
really
at that one.
cool.
Oh, it's incredible.
I don't know why, but
I'm gonna
suddenly we're
cry.
getting a lot of light. But anyways, yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was really
you're
nice.
welcome.
But
Hey,
so
sweetheart.
so like when he teaches me, it's just like reading all over, and I can't do that. I can go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, which is how I meditate. And so, which is how I think why I'm able to remember so much. Okay. So anyways, um, but aside from disclosure, this blog is also about helping people remember. And as I've worked on very hard in remembering, David has been participating in that, and he has remembered more. And so we're we're going to try, we're trying to do a format, and we're going to keep trying to improve the format, because I don't want to make it look like I'm ignoring David. And I've noticed that in a couple of the past videos, um, I'm just like, and he's saying things, and I literally am not hearing him. And so, and that just has to do with how I think and my intelligence and who I am. And I'm not trying to ignore him. It's because I'm getting into, I don't know if you could call it a trance, but it might be part trance. Okay. Um. So FYI, you know.
Yeah, the original idea was that I was supposed to
Mhm.
interview and
Right.
ask questions,
Hmm.
get the answer, ask the question, and
Yeah.
so and
And.
that's fine. And Tia's, I mean, why interrupt? And
Mhm.
then, but then I have questions
Mhm.
that I feel
Mhm.
some people would be asking. So
Yeah.
I'm asking those questions,
Mhm.
and then people are getting ticked off or don't interrupt. And it's like, okay, it's
Mhm.
none of your business, number
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
and don't be disrespectful. One guy
Mhm.
was really in whatever,
Mhm.
just a child who doesn't know
Mhm.
how to communicate.
Mhm.
But that's okay, not really. But um, this is between this isn't just a
Mhm.
Tia monologue for people just to
Yeah.
and so but it is respect because this is Tia's thing. Hi, sweetie. And then same with Leia. I'm trying to calm her down anyways.
Mhm.
So she gets very excited as you can see. But what we're going to try to do is so everybody's happy is
Mhm.
one we're going to do other videos on just rants
Mhm.
about other
Yeah. So
things.
we don't rant on the
Yeah, because
testimony parts.
yeah, well, no, but I mean rant on just things that I've talked about
Mhm.
and talking about
Mhm.
just different personal ideas about growth and things like
Yeah.
that, or
Mhm.
health or whatever. So
Mhm.
there's that,
Mhm.
but so we're gonna try to keep that separate, and I do a lot of that, so I'm gonna keep that out, and then we're gonna do that later. We're gonna try,
Right.
and then Tia's gonna go over her
Memory.
idea, yeah, like segments of ideas,
And then I'm gonna try and stop.
yeah, and then I'm going to jot questions and ask
and then ask
them
them.
and see yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, he had long hair. No, he didn't smell.
Yeah.
Did he have weapons on him? You know, just things that I want to know, or that maybe I'm trying to think like
Right, 'cause
a person might want to know. So that way it's not like I'm interrupting Teah, and she can get what she needs. So we're going to do it. We're going to try to create that type of idea.
Right. Well, and part of it is
Lay down,
I've
sweetheart.
told David all these memories already, and so I'm hoping that he'll like remember something that I'm forgetting.
Honestly, Teah's remembering more of my dreams and memories than I do. So
Yeah.
it's like
I remember his dreams a
it's
lot.
amazing. Anyways, and
I remember. I just remember.
Yeah.
I have a good memory.
Yeah. So anyways,
So,
go ahead.
anyways, thanks you guys for bearing with us. You know, we're trying
Sweetie.
we're trying to do a good job. I think most people are happy.
Yeah, we got just a couple people complaining.
There might be just
They probably complain if they're the tea was a little too cold or too warm.
in the end, it's probably like 2% of the people.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
and I don't want to complain about them. Well, yeah, actually I do. But people have been really super cool and really amazing.
Yeah.
And we really didn't expect that. So
No.
I didn't expect anything, but I'm grateful that it's been actually a really positive, good experience.
Yeah,
So
I am
it's
too.
it's working.
I'm
I think
really,
about the word is symbiotic or
yes.
yeah. So
Definitely.
it's nice, and I think it's wonderful,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep doing it, and more of my stuff will come out, and whatever, there's a lot. So, but this is again about Teah, but I'm part or
He's part of Disclosure in so many ways, from supporting me, but also in who he is.
yeah, and stuff that Teah's told me. So she even have. Okay, so anyways.
Okay, so we're gonna go into some of David's memories now.
I did some drawings.
Yeah.
So you get to see the artiste. Teah gave me a backhanded compliment. Oh, you're better than I thought, or something. Like, okay. I don't know what that even means, but.
Okay, so
Yeah,
do you want to talk first about this?
Well, one thing I want to, before we go there, one thing I want to say is that I am having bleed throughs, and Teah asked me a really important question the other day. She goes, "Would you know that you were part of this or in this if I didn't tell you?" And I'm like, it's a good question. And one way I would say no, but I also would say yes, is that the things I've done in my life, I, I don't know how I've done them. And I've been told really interesting comments from very important people who say the same thing. And um,
Can you give us an example?
yeah, well, when I took this class, from this Chinese man who made, and I say he's Chinese because he did Chinese artwork and he did Chinese clay work. I'm very proud of it. And a wonderful guy. I saw him in the newspaper in one of the inserts on one of the. It wasn't the main newspaper, but inside they have like the art section, whatever.
Right.
And I just got the vibe. I went, I love this guy. And so I went and I called him, and he had one opening, and he just taught out of his home, like a few people. And I was only uh, pottery, and I love pottery. And so I got to go there and go in his home, and he was showing me things. And so, anyways, just a beautiful man. And just within a month, he said, "You're my best student in 20 years of all students." I'm like, what? Okay. So then, okay, whatever that means. And you've seen my pottery.
His pottery's really good.
I'll bring and show you. We'll bring a piece. And it is what it is. So it's weird that he said that to me.
Right.
Like, really? How's that happen? But I mean, it's not like I don't believe myself, but I'm like, to hear that from the Grand Master. Whoa.
So David's very highly technical in his combat. Like,
okay.
I just want to say, like, okay.
Yeah. So then another time, what was told me, because I went through paramedic school. Okay. So you go to EMT, and EMT, you do that for a while they're all EMTs. People don't know that EMTP is a paramedic, but EMTA is ambulance, or there's ones where you can start an IV or whatever. So there's different levels. So I did the really basic level, the grunt work basically, and seeing just tens of thousands of people, and doing the Western medicine, which we'll maybe someday talk about other stuff, but the Western versus Eastern, it's a different thing. And so I had to go to paramedic. So I got into 2 paramedic schools. Okay, well, here's what the weirdest thing of all is. When we moved from one home into another, I don't know if I want to talk about where we live But anyways, we moved into this guy's house when I was real young and never thought anything about it. I knew he was kind of a famous doctor, maybe out of one of the biggest hospitals around there. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's just a small home, and he moved into a bigger home. But he didn't move into a mansion or anything, but he could have. And so years later, when I went through the fire department and all these things like synced in, I heard this guy's name, and his nickname is God, which is kind of funny. He's a real ass. Anyways, and I go, that name's familiar. Oh my God, I live in his house. And he's the top guy who does the hiring and cutting of one of the top paramedic systems in the world. And I'm like, I'm in his home. And I never was going to ever be a paramedic or firefighter. There's nothing that was in the
weird synchronicity.
in this. Yeah, and I'm in his. I'm studying paramedic knowledge, which is very natural to me. And I'll go further into that in the home of this guy who is the leader of the paramedic program, probably the most prominent one in the nation or in the world. And I'm in that home. What the? Okay, so there's okay, but so I got into, so I had to be an MT, and I volunteered to be in the this fire department, and it was really great doing that type of work. I loved it, and then we're very paramilitary. So we didn't say we're military, but paramilitary. I liked it. So it was like, this is natural for me, and I'm like, why? And one guy said to me, "You're the best firefighter I've ever met." I said, "Why?" He goes, "Because when I turn my back, when I tell you something and then I turn my back and walk away, I know you'll do it." And I go, "Don't you feel that about everyone else?" He goes, "No." And I went, "Oh, what's wrong with people? Am I good or are they bad?" See, to me, I'm normal. Anyway, oh, there's an eagle. Oh,
that's, oh my gosh.
With eagles, I don't know if you know, but there's a small bird that will follow, like a crow or that likes to hang with the eagle. It's kind of weird. Maybe it just allows one of its, like it's going to teach it or its protege. Anyways, so when I got into paramedic school, I applied to two because there's two main ones in our state. I got in both. You got in when you get the envelope. It's the thick one. When you get the thin one, you're screwed. So I got the thick one. The next day, I got the next one, and so I'm like, oh no, I got to choose which one to go to. So I went to the one that was closer because they were going to ship you back here anyways from this other one that was going out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, well, why am I going to go there? Screw that. And so I went to that one, and there was a most prominent teacher who taught there. It's a small college, but he was teaching. It's like a very well-known program, and he writes in magazines. Anyways. So I did this interview, and interviewing someone's very difficult. Medical. You're fumbling and you're sweating, you're freaking out, you're touching their pose, you're scared, you don't know. It's the hardest thing. It's easier to just like do the grunt work, like put someone on the backboard or tie it, put a band-aid. But when you actually have to work directly with someone's energy, and you can really screw up. So I go in and we're doing, especially when you do the mock ones, in real life, it's real life. You don't have to worry about it because you just say, I'm here, you're the paramedic. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Are you having chest pain? Are you having a headache? What's your, okay. It's easy in real world. But when you're doing mock stuff, you're like freaking out because it's fake and everyone's watching you and you're being tested. So I did this interview, a medical interview. We didn't have to do a whole bunch of them. So I come out of it and my teacher pats me on the back. He goes, that's the best interview I've ever seen in my whole 20 years of being a parent. And it was his last year of teaching. I went, what the fuck? And the guy behind me, who I really did not like, he goes, you son of a bitch. I go, what? Now I got to follow after you? I go, well, you suck anyways. So it doesn't matter. But here's the weird part. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I was just me. And what I realized is people don't know how to they don't know how to relate, to be compassionate, to have empathy and sympathy. Just be nice. And that's all
but
it
you're
was.
really good under stress. Like the worst situation.
Well, I can talk to anyone. I remember when I was at the hospital with one of, I was the EMT, but I was with a guy who's been an EMT for like 10 years. I was like my first year. And these ladies came up to me and were yelling at me and all that. And people are afraid to interact with people. I'm not. I worked at the market, which was like this crazy market, and I had to see thousands of people and idiots and bums and people that were rich and famous people, and you realize it's just like cat. I mean, nothing disrespectful. Well, we used to say there's just like cattle watching, but yeah, the person's just a person. Yeah. But you had to deal with their different personalities like that. But then every 5 minutes of a whole day, or not five, maybe it took 20, half an hour, 20 minutes to, sell them whatever what you're doing. Sure, but 10 minutes. Or longer. Sometimes you're spending a lot of time, you're explaining stuff, but everybody's different. But when I was so I was with this EMT, and these ladies came up to me and they're like yelling and screaming, and I went, stop. And I forgot how I spoke to them, but it was with compassion, but I was like very stern, and like I said, shut up. I said, you want my help? You want me? I'm going to give you. And they stopped and they said, yes, yes. And I said, okay, you need to just calm down. We're not getting anywhere. You guys are going crazy. And so I helped them. What happened? Did she slobber on you? Yeah, she does it. And I'm going to roll the window down a little bit to get her a little air. We're near the freeway, so it's kind of loud. And so anyways, he comes up to me afterwards. I thought he's going to be pissed off. He goes, that was fucking amazing. I go, what? He goes, you just stopped them in their tracks. You were like a knife cutting through, hot knife cutting through butter, and you helped them, and they hugged you. He said, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I said, people don't know how to be people. Yeah. You can be stern, you can yell, but they can feel what's in your heart. Right. And I think that's what happens with this other stuff. People aren't, I don't know. But anyways, I've heard this 20-year thing. Then I'm hearing this 20-year back thing. And this 20-year thing has come up like two other times. I don't even want to talk about that. But I will say one thing. My one teacher, when I was learning this certain Kung Fu style, which I'm not doing now, but for years, and I told you this, my teacher had a teacher who's now really worldwide, world known. I'm not in that school, I'm not a part of it, but
he does his own thing now.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to know, I'm not, I wasn't hiding it before. You can go look at the school. It's called Modern Katana Academy. So you can look at that and go, oh crap, that's what this is. .com. Okay, Modern Katana Academy. We almost took it down, but it's up.
Well, I have the link in the description.
Oh, you do? Okay, sweetie. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, it's about modern combat strategies and tactics. I'll leave it at that. So my teacher, who was always not nice to me, and I gave him everything. And I mean, that's a whole nother story. His teacher, who is my teacher too, obviously, but who has now become, worldwide, has told my teacher, who was the Sihing, that when I did the sword form, the Chinese sword form.
Yeah. What's it called?
My father Darndo. Okay, so small plum blossom sword form. Yeah. He said it's the best he's ever seen anyone ever do it, even in China. And I'm like, huh? Now my teacher, being an asshole, for 2 weeks, didn't tell me. Why would you hold something back like that? Yeah. And I'm like, and then he finally kind of slurs it out to me, and I'm like, and you know what's funny? I didn't feel anything. What I felt was, why do you hate me so much? Yeah. Why, instead of saying, what wonderful news, or what a nice thing, said something amazing, and you've earned it. You've worked so hard, but nothing. And I'm like, whatever. People, they really let their emotions and crap get in the way. But he said, almost like in 20 years, I've never seen anyone. That was another 20 years. And I'm like, what? And I'm just I'm just me. I just did an interview. I'm just making a clay thing, That's just me. So life is weird. Am I better than you? No. But why is that happening? What? And I'm realizing that the reason I'm saying this is that the 20-year thing is weird. Yeah. Hearing this down the line with CG talking about 20-year and back and all that. I don't want to say his name, but that how can I have this knowledge? Right. Now with the
and that's the aspect of the intuitive, is that you can recall.
This
things
is not
that
knowledge.
You already know that you don't know.
This is not knowledge from just a few years I've been on this planet. That's what I'm getting at. Right. There's no way you get to that point of wisdom or compassion or empathy or knowledge or ability without reincarnation or multi-universes
or fake reincarnation
or whatever you want to call it, okay? Yeah. Or in inline timeline or all that stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of my that's my spiel on things. Do I think I'm anything special? No. I bust my ass every day for everything that we do. I train every night. I think I'm not the master. And I think that's what a true like grandmaster is you don't think you're the master. So you push it further and further. Right. So whatever, you know. But it is funny because I'm teaching a new student and it's amazing seeing my comparison of what so you see it only when you it's like a mirror reflected with somebody else what they don't know and what they can't do right, and but otherwise I don't even see that because I just usually train alone or with you or and so but anyway so that's that. Anybody wants to come out and train at our school, do like a week thing or something and I'm not gonna I'm say, promoting the school. No, yeah, I'm not gonna say, but he's really old. You are. Oh, I love you. See, she gave me a kiss because she didn't like that. He's a lot older than me. Whatever. Only he doesn't want anybody to know, but I don't care. I bet you guys doesn't matter. You guys can't guess how old he is. It doesn't. Oh, whoa, we don't. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel on the inside. Karate man bleed on the inside. Okay. So let's get into this other thing. Okay, so we're gonna get into now. But since it's about me, then you know what? You got to hear about me. So yeah, and things. And that was great, by the way. I enjoyed hearing all that. It's not any rant about me. I'm just saying this is stuff in my life. You know, someone once asked me, "Who's your favorite drummer?" I said, "Me." No, you're not supposed to say that. I said, "Why not?" What should I lie and say? He's a great drummer. Should I say it's you? Jazz fusion, by the way. But I've dropped drumming for you know. But it's all part of the same thing. I realized is medicine, music, martial arts. I was gonna write a book about that. Titled 3M or M to the M cubed. Brilliant title. And it's and if you feel that, then why not say you can say things without the explosion of your ego or your head. Right. Just it's called being honest. And I mean, I do have some favorite drummers that are amazing, but I like what I'm gonna do my own interpretation. But I do like the drummer who's been drumming with this guy named Brian Culbertson. That was on the we were watching the tour. He's really good. Yeah, this guy is just awesome. Yeah. So Brian Culbertson's awesome. He's a piano kind of jazz. Yeah. Okay, honey. Yeah, so we both like him. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well let's. I have a list and it's in no particular order, so let's just go over it. Some of the visuals. Oh, okay. So David had a weird memory of a spaceship. Well, oh crap. Yeah, that again. Okay, you can do. Here, you're good. I'll work it. Oh boy, is that not working? I don't know what the deal is. It's not good. We may move the truck, and then I'm gonna pause this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, just for the purposes of just so you know, the sun just blew up and there's no light. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Teah. We just turned the brightness like way down so you can see his drawing. Oh look, I got my chopstick here. And you can see there's actually something on the very bottom there. Yeah. It's almost supposed to be invisible. Yeah. But okay. So I have different I don't even know what and I talked about it before. I don't even know when the memory actually happens, which is so my memory. I don't have a memory of the memory, so maybe it's during. And I think a lot of things do happen during. Oh, what's that sleep called? I just between when you're about to fall asleep. What's it called? I don't know. Just in between waking and dreaming. Or, yeah, no, there's a something. Or sleeping. Yeah, what's it called when you're kind of meditating? Or? No, it'll come to me. You guys probably know what I'm saying. Anyways, it's right when you're about to fall asleep, but you're not fully asleep. I think things happen then, but I'm not sure. But anyways, so I was gonna use my little pointer here, but I had whatever you want to call it, because words, you know, people freak out or they hold it too tight. A memory, a vision, whatever it is, of it was kind of it was in the clouds. And you see a lot of this stuff, and whether you believe it or not, on on YouTube stuff on UFOs in the clouds. And I've had a lot of spaceship and UFO visions. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, he has a lot of spaceship. Okay, ones, a lot, but I don't know what. I guess I'll just call it visions, memory, whatever vision. Anyway, so this was a very interesting one, and honestly, it happened within like, I don't know, if I had to give it a time, 3 seconds. Okay. But it was a morphing or a changing, what did I say, morphing of
office.
Whatever. Of I can't even think.
Spaceship.
Yeah, but it was the very first one was this, and it was just in the cloud, like below the clouds, so whatever height that is. Is that a couple miles? And then and it was moving like just like this, but forward. And it suddenly it shifted.
So it's like this.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, it wasn't doing anything but other than just and just for a moment, then I saw it. It's interesting because you almost feel it inside of you, move into this shape. So it was shape shifting. That's what I'm like, shape shifting. So from here to here, then it actually, yes, this is original artwork. It's for sale. And then if you could see this, then it went into actually a plane. And then it went into it like a teardrop. And then it went into down here. I just drew like an outline where it I guess you could say like a white light where it just flashed and blanked out, but it was almost like a shape like that, like I forgot what that I should know. That's
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid, yeah, exactly, sort of, kind of. I mean, now I'm talking about, okay, did I say 2 seconds? Probably 0.02 of a second.
Really?
So it happened so fast that it was like this. It was that fast. But I could see the distinction as it was flowing through. So the one that really stood out was this one. Yeah. What the hell? A flying Maltese cross? I mean, I don't know what, Yeah. Was there a guy with a little thing with a point? Anyway, so that was something that was maybe a month ago or something, but I wanted to draw that out. Yeah. I was drawing that when you were doing one of the videos, and you're like, that's distracting me. I'm like, I'm just drawing my pictures because I forgot about it, and then I remembered. One thing I want to say is a lot has happened, a lot of downloading for me since the eclipse in 2017, so 3 years ago, and a lot of other stuff, but might talk about it or not. But anyways, a lot more. But my whole life I've had massive. Every night I've dreamed. Yeah. But you don't remember for those 100 years I've been alive. What's that? You don't remember your dreams. I do, all the time. Okay. Some I don't. Okay, some I don't. But like last night, you said you had a lot of dreams, but you didn't remember them. That one, yeah. So not all of them. No, okay. No. But it was a lot. You do have a lot of memories. Oh yeah, a lot of memories about being somewhere else with people. I call them domestic dreams, or with you, but it's not you in a different shape, or I mean, you're a different person, or it's one of our family. Anyway, so I don't want to get into that, but like on the breakaway or something, we have children. Yeah. So because I'll describe someone. Well, one dream I had recently was with you and I, and I guess I'll just say it was our child, and she was pregnant, and we were taking care of her. It was a really emotional, powerful dream. Another one, I was with Teah out of school, and we were staring at the sky. But the important part of that one was how we were just at peace, and and Teah's talked about this, that when you don't have to worry about anything, about food, about money, about war, about nothing, and that's what it felt like. And we were there with our children, and it was just powerful. It was it's like you want to be there compared to the pain and stuff and stress, and none of that was there. And that was at night. It almost felt like we were at a school or something. But the feelings of a lot of the stuff, and I talked about the first one when I really felt split, was I'm not here. I'm somewhere else. And I don't think it's a timeline. I mean, I think I'm somewhere else. Right. I know I am. There's no doubt in my mind. And these are like cities, or these are, and so what's that all about? And those have increased since the eclipse, along with some other things. Maybe I'll talk about another time, if you want me to. But I would, and I think a lot of people have had downloads with this DNA download, and with the sun, and as we're shifting, and we're, okay. So go ahead. Okay, so you want to just do another picture? Whitewater pillars. Oh, no. Yeah, that I want to draw a picture of. You want to do more pictures? Yeah, I'd rather do the picture ones, and I could draw the pictures of those. This is a recent one too. We'll make this. Really yeah. Lower to that. It's really dark. Maybe bring it up a little bit. I just can't believe that. There it is. That's good. That's good enough. It's good. And this one, if you can see it, there's yellow and green and red. and then this is a black. I did this by hand, freehand. This is a black wall with these blue slats. Well, they're lights. These beautiful blue lights. So this is just colored pencil. So they, but the whole idea. Oh, you know what? I wrote stuff on here. So let me see if I can see it. Just different things I wrote on here. So this was underground, and this was a wall, part of a wall. But the wall, what I wrote was it wasn't very wide between the one wall and the other wall. And they both had the exact same thing, and it was about 48 inches, and it was almost like winding, and it was a black ceiling. So in black floor. So the only thing and totally black. So so the only thing that was lit up were these blue, and it was, and these are not perfect, but it should be. These are all exactly the same in the vision. But I knew, but I didn't see it, that there's other places where there was walls with red or green or yellow, just your basic colors. And so.
And you knew that the light was doing something to you.
Yeah, without a doubt. This was healing, I think, or calming or healing. And I knew other ones would do other things, but I don't think any of it was bad. I think it would just do other things.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I see. When you remember this, it will trigger me.
Okay.
And what I think the blue is like it deactivates viruses.
Well, that's when I was really having a bad, what we call the storm, when you're you call it high anxiety, or and when I had that and walked through there, it went away. And so, again, this was in a vision and dream. But okay, here's the weird thing. We're watching, and I always said be careful. Okay, I don't want to get to the rant, but what you watch on TV. But we're watching this thing about this guy who's doing this. He's building a ring in the sky.
Oh yeah.
And
the wheel in the sky, keeps on turning.
It's gonna burn in, and so he's building this thing. Now, I don't know if you guys know about that, but you can look into it. And you're gonna live up there and hang out up there, and you can take shuttles up to this ring.
It's called the Voyager project.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the important part is he's standing there talking about it, right? And I'm like, and this is maybe 2 or 3 weeks later from this. Okay, not too far away. And it's a white wall behind him, and son of a biscuit, there's these blue things. And the only difference was there was big ones and small ones. But damn, it was close enough. But this has been going on my whole life.
Yeah.
So I saw this before it even happened. And
do you think that triggered you?
No, I saw this
you
vision.
had a vision before you.
Yeah, I always
so that
do.
was a synchronicity thing.
I'll give you another vision I had. I had a dream where I'm in a school, and it's like Kansas or somewhere, and I look out the window, and there's paratroopers coming down. And I'm like, holy shit, we're being invaded. This is America. 2 weeks later, I watched the movie Red Dawn. It's the opening scene. I've never seen that movie, or have I?
Well,
see, that's when we get into.
Are a reflection of events that have really occurred.
Sweetie.
Might have been in another timeline.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That was where that event was thwarted. But another thing too is that I know that they have put a lot of programming. I've had a lot of memories that were triggered by movies. I was just telling David, I know I had a Mary Poppins. Okay. Now, I think Mary Poppins is a mind programmer. And when I saw Mary Poppins, I had a Mary Poppins. Okay. And it started, I started having all these weird dreams when I was a kid.
Are you saying you had like a little model or something? Or?
No, I had a woman that took care of me. And she looked like Mary Poppins. And she would say weird words to me, and she would give me medicine
to eat.
The
words could be triggering.
Exactly. Okay.
She has an umbrella.
Right.
I mean, there's even a show called The Umbrella. Remember, we're watching that for a while.
Right. So, but the whole point to that is that they put this stuff in movies, so you think that your memory is a movie.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. It's to confuse people who've gone through these experiences. least that's one aspect. It's not just disclosure and these limited hangouts. That I know a lot
it's
of.
like this. Oh, that's where I saw that.
Yes.
But here's my weird thing. I've seen stuff before.
Right.
Not like after.
Right.
But maybe I already saw it before.
Right.
I don't know. But remember what we said in one of the other videos.
But no, but what I'm saying is I had memories of a Mary Poppins before I saw Mary Poppins.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay.
I mean, I had the exact. When I mean the exact.
But when you're a kid, it's like it's confusing you. Okay, it confuses you.
But when I mean the exact scene, it wasn't like sort of like that, but it was the exact scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So, anyways, so the reason I'm saying this is maybe some of you have had this, and so it's like, oh, I'm not alone. Yeah. A lot of this for me is we all have our reasons why we're doing all this, and but is to help people because nobody likes to feel alone. Like, okay, my God, I'm not crazy. I've had that. Okay. One of the things I was saying is that saying words and they come up like right away on TV or somewhere all the time. Yeah. So all the time. So that's another one. But anyways, so keep rolling along. So do you want to talk more about? I mean, it seems like you have memories that you want to share, even though I have this long list. Oh, no. Go ahead. No. Okay. You're the boss.
Do you want to talk about this other drawing?
Yeah, why not? Okay, so let's... I put a lot of time into that.
Let's get the... So
this is recent also. Oh, yeah. Okay, no laughing. Yeah. Lay down on... So, that looks pretty decent. So this is very, very specific. And this was maybe, I don't know, when do you remember better than I do?
This might have been a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, this was again a couple of weeks ago. And so, here, let me use the pointer of this fine piece of art. Okay, so this is me. This is a sniper. This is me joining a team, and there's other people, by the way, that I didn't draw in. So there's maybe a group of, I don't want a platoon, I'm not sure, but maybe 8 people. This is the head guy. He's on his knees, by the way. And he was fixing this, and I'll explain that up here, the weapon. And we're like at a lagoon sort of area, and we're sitting in the grass and dirt. And I didn't draw any of the people, but we were shooting, he was killing invaders, like different type of invaders. Yet there was he knew who to shoot and who not to shoot. And what scared me is I wasn't sure if I knew, but I wanted to. I said, I want to be a sniper. And he was telling me, he's saying, you will be a target. You sure you want to do this? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I was given the part, maybe that's important. I don't know, maybe it's not. The important part is the weapon. The weapon was bizarre. And now I drew, it's dark here, but honestly, it was all yellow. It was like canary yellow. And it had 2 spots that had this like light gray blue on it. So I'm saying this showing because maybe somebody knows what this, they've seen it. And I was thinking it was like a, in your mind, you're thinking it's bullets. So that's how I saw it as. I even thought it was like the hole was pretty small. I'm not sure, right here. And I thought like 223, like a small, like a 22, a longer. But it was weird. And then I'll tell you something I just saw recently. So it was like a handgun with this long. It's not a silencer. It's called a suppressor. People call it silencer. And it was all yellow. And I'm like, this guy was shooting it. But I didn't see this part, the wiring, kind of like a tubing. And if you guys like have a shower with a shower head thing that comes off, it looked like that. And then a coiled kind of. And mine wasn't working. So he, who was the boss, took it apart. And then he saw a wire, and I could see inside here. It's just these like 4 or 5 wires. And he had to solder one of them. So he was doing that. I was thinking, you do that, you have a soldering kit. And so he was fixing it, but I never got to shoot it. I got to hold it. And I'm not really sure where it connected and why this thing, what it even is.
But it was electric.
I don't know. Well, yeah, because it had wiring. So we can say it was electric. And it was like old type, like just regular wiring. So it's like, is this new tech? Is this old tech? Is this, what the hell is it? Why is this even on here? I don't know.
Well,
okay, but this was small. This was not a long weapon. So it was like, you can see here, it wasn't that long. So you can hold it like this, and it was maybe this long, like a foot and a half.
Now, one thing that was interesting about the memory is you were talking about how you were wrapped.
Oh, well, I put that at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now this guy showed me how to take. It's on this side right here.
Yeah.
It's just a long brown scarf, and he wrapped it around me in this weird way where it went around my arms, and then it made a brace. So I had a brace. It was very cool, very simple and ingenious. And I didn't draw it, but I mean, I thought about that. I'm like, how is this even stained like this? This is a very special, like knot, or you could say angle. And I tried to draw it on the back. I'm like, I don't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, it's back here. So that was something too that I could sit it on. So you have something to sit. But this guy was really trying. He was like a veteran. I was brand new that day. He's like, oh, okay, like the arrogant guy coming in. You want to be a sniper, big shot. And he was just saying, it isn't what it's cracked up to be. And I'm like, and I was scared. I felt fear, but I went, no, I can do. I'm a crack shot. I can do this, and I am. I can shoot. And so um, that's another thing. I'm a natural. Let me tell you another story. This ass wipe guy who was a friend in school, but in the end, you think about people. Were they really your friend when they pull bullshit stuff? And sorry, I don't mean to swear. And so he was. He's kind of a dick, and I'm kind of hoping, I don't know. Not the. Anyways, doesn't matter what I'm hoping, but I'm hoping a little karma comes back to him. Let's put it that way, for him to be a better person. But we were gonna go shooting. This is real life, this life. And so we went to this shooting range that was outside, and it was with a rifle. I think it was a 30-06. And this is the kind of crap he would pull. Oh, let's go shooting, Dave. You want to go shooting? Oh, sure. And I went with him and another one of my friends, who was actually a real friend. And so I'm watching him shoot at 100 yards. That's pretty far. You can shoot further, but 100 yards. And he was doing all right. That was a good one. And so all day he's shooting, and I'm sitting on twiddling my thumbs, getting splinters in my butt, And so finally he says, "Do you want to shoot?" And I think I've never shot a rifle, so this is a long time ago. I don't know, like a rifle at that power is a powerful rifle. It's a hunting rifle for a bigger, And I said, yeah, fine. And so he let me shoot one bullet one time, and I hit a bullseye at 100 yards. Beginner's luck? I don't know. He was and you use a telescope to see. And my friend Mike looked and goes, "Motherfucker, you just hit a bullseye." And so the other guy, I won't say his name, went and looked. He goes, "You piece of shit." So instead of being happy for me, and I'm like, that's what you get, I've never shot, but I knew you just aim. You got to do a little wind. How do I know this stuff? How did I do it? Again, I don't know. I'm just telling the truth. So it's just a truth thing. Boy, was he mad. Oh, and you know what? That alone was karma right there. It made me happy. So why am I saying that? I'm saying because I know how to shoot. Naturally. I don't take lessons. I don't understand. I don't take lessons. I give lessons.
Right.
So how do I know all this stuff? It's not I'm a better person. It's I paid my dues somewhere else to accumulate. That's what I believe. That's the reason I'm saying this. Some of us are just now, they go, oh, he's a natural musician. I don't know about that.
Right.
Yeah, you just learn. I don't know. Come on. Right. So there's more to life than as we explore these timelines and who we are and our genetic, and the whole thing and what's
really happening.
Yeah, what's really happening. Yeah. So how can I do that? How can I shoot this thing, And it wasn't braced, by the way. I was holding it. So that was interesting. That's really hard when you're not bracing.
Right, yeah. 100 yards.
100 yards is pretty 100 yards is a football field.
Yeah.
It wasn't 100 feet, it was 100 yards.
Yeah.
Damn, that was a lucky shot. But I remember I was shooting with a martial art class I was in, and I had my cheap bow. I bought it at Sears, that crossbow. Oh, what a piece of crap! It was a compound, 50-pound compound. But these days, I mean, it was like Model T or something. And all these guys had these $700,000 bows, and I was hitting bullseyes. They're going Robin Hood, and I'm like, you aim, you shoot, and you hit the target. What's wrong with you? See, I don't look at life as I'm better. I look at what's wrong with you. What are you, stupid? And these guys are calling me Robin Hood. I had like no, they had all the technical stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, this piece of crap. Wham, and I'm bullseye. Remember, I told you my friend. This was funny. I said, "You want to shoot my bow?" Because yeah, because nobody's letting him touch their bows now. So he pulls it back, and he like aims to the sky. I think he was aiming for a. I don't know what he's aiming for. I mean, he shot it straight, almost straight up. I'm like, the target's, it's that way. What are you shooting at? And he couldn't do it. He physically could not line his spirit or his body or his tact, And I went, ooh. So not everyone can do this. I always think everyone can just do anything. It's like, no, that's a life lesson. Most people can. All right.
Okay, so I did have some thoughts, but I don't remember what they were.
I appreciate that. No, I'm just kidding.
uh,
You want me to go over?
I was thinking, well, we're at over 50 minutes, so maybe two more
Oh,
memories.
wow, this really went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have some other memories just off that you want to talk about?
Well, one of them was.
What were your like the?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Yeah.
Thing.
One of them was, and I think it's the same guy as this guy. Is the blonde, and the reason he has blonde hair is yellow is blonde hair. Young guy, slender, very good shape. That there was another one where I was in this. I think it might have been the same tower. I don't know, but in this old type of training, like academy, and there wasn't very many of us, and we're in this room, and he was the head guy, and he's very arrogant. He had his shirt buttoned down. He's like really, and he was trying to haze everyone, and he was trying to haze me. Hazing is a big deal, and I'm like, you can't haze me. I don't take that crap. I'm like, you act any way you want. And he just looked at me, and I remember that. But it was this room with these old chairs and just old tables and the blackboard, and it was and I think we were training under him, and we were wearing there's just fatigues and camo, and but nothing. Because I've had very little military type dreams, a lot of shooting dreams, a lot of other stuff, but not that type. And
this is where you're training.
Yeah, well, and then he was letting this kid know that he didn't make it, and he just started crying. And his family, this is the weird part, mom and dad were behind him, and they were so upset. They wanted him in the special forces. And I'm looking at this kid and going, that guy, the only thing he does is eat donuts and sit around and play, I'm like, he ain't getting in this thing, there's no way. And so I'm like, why is he even here? That was really weird. And the family was behind him, mother and father, and they were crying. He was crying, and the guy's telling him, "You didn't make it." And so whatever. I guess it was, I don't know, that was strange. But everybody else that did make it, this guy was really kind of like harassing them. The memory fades. The difference between T and I is, I think a lot of the blocking mechanisms have worked, like on most people, pretty darn well. So I'm lucky that some stuff is coming out.
Right.
But one of the things that happened right afterwards is he said, okay, we're going to start training, get into training. And it was like running around and following him, going through like I don't say an obstacle course, but something like that. But the weird part is we get outside, well, I don't know, we get in his other room, and everybody, and I think the last guy, and everybody's crawling along the wall like a spider, but more like a lizard, but like a crab. But so think crab movement sideways, but lizard or spider ability to touch Spider-Man, to touch the wall and move sideways, and to just touch even like a little thing that was sticking out, maybe even a nail that was sticking out, that you can just use that to move along. But it's almost like guidance, because and the weird part is when it came for me to go, I knew I could do it. It was like, oh, this is just part of what we do. It wasn't like this is weird or we're crawling laterally on a vertical wall.
Right.
And it was just something that was just like it was natural, I guess you could say. And so I thought that was very, very strange. And
weren't wearing any special equipment. This is something your body could do.
You could just do it. It's almost like they did something that could cause you to be gravity, but not just downwards, but sideways too, or I don't know. That's the way to explain it. It wasn't like a sticky thing. You were asking me all these questions. Is there a suction cup?
Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah.
It was just like this, and we're just like moving, and it felt good almost. It was like cool. You could just like move along, but it was totally vertical. And then we went in this door. I think that was the end of my dream or whatever it was, vision. But you know, you talk about something, but I can still see it and feel it. It's like this is out of this world type thing, you know. So that was really strange.
Some real weirdness.
Yeah, it was very weird. The wall thing and being able to do something like that.
Yeah.
It's not normal. It's not
Right.
something you normally dream or think about.
Yeah.
And so, and I think it was the same guy. Now I think about it, I was saying that today.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's been a really long video.
Well,
And
so
we'll get back to Teah next. You
another
know.
really good one dream that you had was the eye in the sky.
Oh, we're
portal.
right. This is where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sky clouds turned into the Eye of Ra, and then that turned into a big brown portal. It's where we live, by the way. In fact, we're here right now. This is actually right here, and those are the clouds that did that. And then we went through this brown, and it was more like dirt and swirling. It wasn't like a Stargate perfect thing. And I was with a bunch of people, and I think you were there, and we're walking up that way, literally that way where we're sitting right now. So it was right here was the portal, and but that was just crazy.
You're talking about two portals, one in the sky and one that
No,
you.
the sky was turned into an eye, a huge eye of Ra, is it?
Okay, and what do you think
The
that
Egyptian
was?
eye. I can't tell you, but it was shocking.
And can you describe it like?
It was, you know, when you see the Egyptian eye with the little thing and just, you know, we all have seen it.
Yeah.
So, but it was huge, and it was like the clouds and everything turned into it. And I'm like, well, what do you think that? What's
you think it was a spaceship? When you first talked about it, I thought it was a special kind of portal.
I did too. See, I'm trying to see the memory's faded, so I'm trying to remember. But it was so. Again, my friend used to say this. It's not the dream, like the different parts of it, but the feeling. It's so powerful that you're like, was I there, or you know what? It's beyond just like having some screwy dream and you just wake up, or you know you're driving or something. I don't know. But so this was more what would visceral, as with all this stuff. Going along the wall was visceral. It wasn't just a dream. I was doing it. So you know when it's beyond, you're doing it. Seeing this, I was seeing that. It was like the sky turned into this eye.
What color was it?
Like red and orange and fiery. It's almost like I felt like the sun was changing. And, you know, me and the sun. And then it turned into the portal. But it was behind me. But this was like that way, right up there. Right there. It was literally where we're looking. And it came out of nowhere, and it was like, I mean, it's not something you normally see.
But you're saying what you saw up in the sky turned into a portal behind you?
Yeah, like it shifted, it moved.
Oh,
yeah,
that's weird.
I know.
I thought that they were separate.
I feel like they were connected.
Oh.
Like one thing connected. Like maybe that opened that.
Oh.
So maybe there was that connection.
And you went through the portal that was behind you.
Yeah.
And where did that go?
I don't know.
Okay.
Somewhere. I did go somewhere, and it's like you're being torn apart and twirled, but it wasn't painful. It was just bizarre. It was just like being almost like a vacuum, being vacuumed out to the other end.
And the one behind you was brown?
Yeah, it was like dirt swirling. It was big. It was pretty big. I would say 30 feet by 30 feet, 30 feet diameter. So it was pretty big, you know. So 10 people could walk through it. It wasn't like a small, you know, like a one person. It was an SUV size. But it was, and it was swirling dirt. It was almost like, and it was conical, and it went up. and we went up. And that's all I can tell you about that. But
that's some detail I haven't heard before. You're saying like how it like went up.
Yeah, it was like an upward. Well, you know how you start remembering things, or
Right.
so.
Well, talking about it helps a lot in opening up the memory.
And there was more people, by the way. So there was maybe 10 people that
Mhm.
suddenly were there that were going.
Yeah.
I think you were there. Sometimes you're in a lot of my stuff. Sometimes you're not. So, I mean, again, it's been a long time,
Yeah,
guys.
it's been an hour, so.
I got a lot more, which I realize. Oops.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but again, this isn't about me, but maybe it is about me. So I guess I shouldn't say
we
that.
should definitely do
The pillars, the world at War of the Worlds dream I had. Yeah, another one I had. I mean, all this stuff. It's powerful.
Yeah.
I would say that one of those War of the Worlds, like suddenly, there was no masking or no, and we saw what was going on. And remember, we saw a guy that said that because if you really knew, I think it was the son of Lear, the guy does Lear jets. Have you ever heard of a Lear jet? His father invented the Lear jet, created and built it. But his son, who never believed in UFO, nothing, started looking into it. And then he said, now it's like the opposite. He said, if you actually knew, he's almost scared out of his mind, knew what was going on above us. There's that eagle. You don't want to know. And I'm like, those are the visions I've had. I've seen those. I've had at least 3 of them. But the pillars, that was another one. Now I see a lot of this stuff in a lot of. Remember, I saw it in a video game, and I'm like, whoa.
The yellow gun.
No, not the yellow gun. The pillar, the white pillars coming from the sky. And if you just seen recently in China, they had a tornado that went it went all the way. That was crazy. That was a white pillar. It wasn't just a tornado that was at a certain level. It went into the heavens, and I'm like, what's going on here? So, okay. So, anyways.
All right, you guys. Thanks so much for watching and listening, and please make a comment. We're supposed to come up with a question or something.
We're not gonna do that. But again, so see, I'm saving the rant stuff.
Yeah, saving the rants. We might do a rant segment, like separate video type of thing, so that.
She's gonna tell a joke. No, I'm kidding. But
I'm not good at telling jokes.
I know.
But anyways,
do you know what you have coming up?
Well, I've been asked to talk more about the breakaway, and so I was thinking of talking about that. I don't know. I could talk about Shangri-La. Oh, I was going to talk about the Ark of the Covenant. That's coming up next. Yeah, okay, Ark of the Covenant. Oh, because it had to do with the time travel Project Looking Glass that they keep talking about, and I want to talk about the Ark of the Covenant in relation to Project Looking Glass and time travel.
Can I?
Time travel.
Oh, maybe we could. Okay, it's one thing I'm doing it. I'm doing what I said I was going to do.
Oh, okay.
We've actually looked into like it's a food delivery service.
Oh,
not cooked, but grocery delivery service.
Right, grocery.
And they're called Imperfect Foods.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the quality, and you're saving food that they're throwing away.
Yeah, because it's too small.
Yeah,
or it's not the right shape.
Here's the funny thing: we like it better. The small, like these little nectarines, are the best we've ever had. Yeah. So it's almost, we're calling it better. We're calling it perfect food. It's insane.
I'll put a link to it in the description.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good.
Foods.
And they deliver, and just amazing. And you're saving money.
Avocados are like $1.
Yeah, but you're saving money. You're saving organic food that they're organic, and you're throwing it away. And they say that you're saving water.
Yes.
So, So, and this is not political, you're being a true conservative. Okay, take that however you want. That's what the word means, okay? Take it how you want. So you want to conserve. We want to conserve.
We do. We want to save the planet.
Yeah. And so I just think it's amazing, and I want to share that.
Okay.
Yeah, we just looked into it. And
that's a nice thought. That's a good thought to end on.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, adios. Hold it.